So I have insomnia, right? Been suffering from it for years. But I was just laying here and I had a thought about a person and a particular argument um, that happened with that person and the discussion of it with one of my brothers. The person used to be in a relationship with my brother. So I went and I searched the person's name on Facebook Messenger. And then I went down a whole rabbit hole because it was just a whole thing, right? And I kept going back in conversation with me and this particular brother. And I got to a conversation that we were having about our mother, right? Because basically he was trying to tell me that life is too short, you only get one mother. And mind you, this conversation was back in like, I wish I would have paid more attention. I think it was back in like, matter of fact, pause, be right back. Okay, so I just went back to check. The conversation was in April of 2015, right? And so basically, he's trying to tell me, you only get one mother, blah, blah, blah. Same thing everybody always says, right? Now, mind you, this is my blood brother. We have the same mother. We do not have the same father. But we grew up in the house together as children, right? And so he knows what type of person our mother is. Although, granted, before that particular conversation, there was something that he did not know in regards to myself and our mother. The fact that she knew what her brother did to me as a child, and she didn't do anything about it, right? And so I told him this, like, because I was like, this goes deeper than you know, like, and see, the thing about it is, I never told my brothers up until a certain point because I didn't want nobody looking at our mom a different way, not even them, you know what I'm saying? And so I always protected her, right? But even in the midst of me telling him that, he was like, I don't want this to be taken, I'm paraphrasing, I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but God would have never let you go through that if you weren't strong enough to handle it or something like that. Now, while I agree with that to a certain extent, right? Because, and that's something I've come to terms with as of late, right? And I still have, my hang-ups about it. But in the midst of me pouring out what I've been through with our mother, his instinct was still to protect our mother, right? And that's because in the black community, the mother is like Jesus, right? Like the be all end all. And so even when your mother is treating you like shit, you still have to respect your mother, and you just shut up and take it, right? No matter what you've been through. And because you only get one mother. But my thing is, she only gets one me, right? She has another daughter. Like I have a sister from her, and we also share the same dad, right? But that sister did not grow up in the house with myself and our brothers. That's another story time. But like reading that conversation and then the other conversations that we had where we were talking about conflict between him and I, and it really wasn't even conflict between him and I, it was concerning the person that he used to be in a relationship with. It's just like, I'm supposed to take everything that everybody gives me, and I'm not supposed to have any feelings about it, and I'm just supposed to keep pushing, and I'm supposed to keep showing up, and I'm just, Ruthie just supposed to keep smiling and she's supposed to keep dealing with everything, right? And it's like everybody, and when I say everybody, I mean the majority of people that I love, like, dismiss how I feel or downplay it, or it doesn't fucking matter, right? And that shit is mind blowing, and it's crazy to go back and read these conversations and see how I self-abandon so much just to have relationships with people that I love, right? And I say people that I love because, like, the way that I've been treated, is that how you treat somebody that you love? I don't think so, but that's how I got treated, right? And so one of the other conversations that he and I had, like, conflict, it was about the fact that I had to call the police to go and check on our mom in Lake Charles. Like, never mind. That's gonna be another, that'll be another story time. But I had to come on here and say that we be so wrapped up in, and so it's so ingrained in us that you have to respect your mom and you only get one mom, and so it's in us. It's like stuck in there. You only get one mama. You got, hey, that's still your mama, whether she beating you down physically, emotionally, mentally, all. And I've been through all of that. I've been through all of the traumas. But up until December 2023, when I finally went no contact, because she would always cut me off, right? But I would always go back. Even I wasn't in the wrong, I would always go back. And not saying that I'm perfect, but I would always go back because that's my mama, and who doesn't want a relationship with their mama, right? So up until December 2023, I always took it. I always brushed everything under the rug. I always self-abandoned because that was my mama. But I was her daughter, and I never treated her less than. I never disrespected her. Never, even when she tried to fight me physically with my baby in the car, I never disrespected her, ever. Never did. Like, so I scroll Facebook and I see people with the same, they're coming to the same conclusion that I came to not too long ago. Like, even though that's your mom, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to take that from nobody. And so I'm glad that I'm able to show my children that you don't have to deal with being mistreated no matter what the title is, because just because somebody is connected to you by blood or biology says that's your mama, that's your daddy, but if they're only that biologically by title and they're not really being that, does it matter? No the fuck it doesn't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. And I got a whole lot of shit to say, a whole lot of shit to talk about, and people not gonna like it, but I don't care. I couldn't sleep, so I had to get this little part off my brain. And if you watch this long, I appreciate it. Share it. Somebody else might resonate with it, so even if you don't share it, repost it so somebody else can hear the message. That's all I gotta say for now. Alright, bye.